Hi guys and welcome to my channel. Valentine's Day is just around the corner and I thought that it would be a really great thing for me to be able to come up with at least one if not two different looks just before Valentine's Day for that special date that we wait for all throughout the year, right? So this is the look that I have come up with. It is definitely a full face of makeup. There's no it's a pretty heavy makeup, but I hope that the camera is not making it look cakier than it is, because it is very comfortable to wear, and the products that I've used are actually guaranteed to make the look last all day. Having said that, I want to put a disclaimer right here. The products that I use are mine and they're my preferences, but the aim of the tutorial is just to, sort of mix all these colors and show you what looks good. But you are free to use whatever you like. You can also use my techniques and use your own colors, etc. So that is now that is out there, please just stay tuned and we'll start off in a second. All right.
So guys, always start your makeup with a little bit of moisturizer. Over here I'm using Acne Moist. It is one that has been recommended to me by my doctor. And of course lip balm. I'm using my current favorite, Boroline. Then let's move on to the eyes. As usual, I'm going to first prime my eyes, and I'm using the Too Faced Shadow Insurance. And I'm just quickly applying it all over my lids, all the way up to my brow bone with just my fingers. Then I'm moving into my base eyeshadow, my main eyeshadow, which is going to be Stila's Kitten, and I'm applying it with a flat shader brush. Make sure that when you apply this, it's only on the moving lid area and not above the crease. And then repeat, of course, on the next eye. Then I'm using this shade from my Smashbox trio. I will have all the names mentioned in the description box. And with the crease brush, I'm just applying it to my crease to give it a little bit of depth and dimension. This makes my eyes look a little bit deeper and a little bit larger than they really are. It creates a shadow and an illusion. Then using a clean blending brush, I'm just blending the two of them together. This eyeshadow look is going to be really minimal, as you will see. Then I'm using this deepest shade from the same Smashbox trio, and this is going to be applied very lightly to my outer crease and quickly blended away. This look is not going to be very heavy to the eyes, but a little bit of depth, a little bit of dimension is something that I love. Next, using this lightest shade, this is a very nice bone shade. I'm using this to highlight my inner corner, as you can see, and I'm using a small pencil brush and also applying it to my brow bone to highlight over there. By the way, all of these shades are matte, so they're really easy to use. Then I'm moving on to the face and starting off with my e.l.f. Mineral Face Primer to make sure that my foundation lasts long and that everything is just in place. Then I'm using the Lakme Eye Artist pen. It's an eyeliner pen, and let me just tell you right here, don't use this. This was my attempt to make it work. Don't use this. Use a gel eyeliner. The Maybelline one is amazing. And even though I'm using it over here, I really struggled for a very long time with this. And while this clip has been very heavily edited and very heavily fast forwarded, it took me close to 20 minutes just to do this eyeliner, and it's not worth it. So go for something else, something easier. And if you have to use a pen eyeliner, the Maybelline Hyper Sharp and the Maybelline Colossal liners are both absolutely spectacular. Still struggling. Finally, I'm moving on to my kajal, and I'm using the Plum kajal to tightline, as you can see over here. Tightlining is basically when you apply the kajal to the upper lash line, just between the lashes, and it makes it look like you have very voluminous lashes. My lashes are long, but I don't have a lot of them, so I like to cheat a little bit. Moving on to foundation, I'm using my current favorite. It's the Revlon Color Stay. I have it in the shade Fresh Beige, and I'm just applying it and blending it in with my Real Techniques expert face brush. For Valentine's Day, I suggest that you go for something that you know is going to last long, you know that it's going to look good, and you're sure that it matches you perfectly. That is true for any look, but especially for Valentine's Day, you want something long lasting and something absolutely perfect. And don't forget to blend it down your neck so that it doesn't look like you're wearing a mask on top of your face. My highlighting concealer today is the Maybelline Age Rewind Eraser Dark Circle. I will eventually get the name right, and I'm using this as in an upturned triangle under my eyes to highlight. Also down the bridge of my nose, on my forehead, on my cupid's bow, and on my chin. And while I couldn't deal with looking as beautiful as I did here, I just blended everything away in an attempt to make it as natural as possible. And I use the same foundation brush that I was using before. This works really well with all sorts of cream products. The occasional powder product also works very well with this brush. Then moving on to setting my entire face, I'm using the Maybelline Dream Satin Skin 2-Way Cake and a large powder brush to just set everything. And my contour today is the Bahama Mama bronzer. I'm using the contour brush that comes in the Real Techniques core collection set, and I'm using that to chisel my cheeks. I'm also using this to chisel my nose down a little bit. So down the sides of my nose, on the tip of my nose, just below the tip of my nose, my jawline, and under my lip to make them look a little bit larger. And then blending everything away with my powder brush. I didn't dip it back into powder or anything. Whatever was on it, but not much was on it. Then I moved on to blush, and I'm using this very beautiful blush by Bobbi Brown. This is in the shade Blushed 10, and I'm using the Real Techniques blush brush. Is it just me, or does it seem to be like an exclusively Real Techniques brushes kind of video? They're amazing. My highlighter is the Wet n Wild Color Icon bronzer, and I always say bronzer like that because this is not a bronzer. This is a very beautiful highlight, very natural. I'm using the e.l.f. stipple brush. There, a brush that's not Real Techniques. I'm using this to highlight under my on my cheekbones, nose, forehead, the usual places. And then I moved on to my first lip option. I have these two lipsticks. Both of these names will be available in the description box, and they're basically dupes of each other. The one that you see me use is Rimmel Color Rush Palm, and it's not available in India yet. But the Streetwear XOXO is basically the same color, so you can just switch it up, and it's cheaper, by the way. And for my a little bit of an ombre effect, I'm using this MAC lipstick. I forget the name, please pardon me. I will have it linked in the description box, and sort of blending it together to give it a beautiful, very kissable ombre. Another lip option is this Miss Claire Soft Matte Lip Cream in 15A, and if you take my opinion, I like this option a little bit better because it's slightly up there in my alley. And topping it off with this Beauty Rush lip gloss by Victoria's Secret. This is a pink one. You can use any pink lip gloss, it'll do. I'm going back with the eyes and using this plum kajal to apply it to my lower waterline, but only halfway through. I don't like to go all the way in. It closes my eyes, but this gives a little bit of dimension. And my mascara is the Too Faced Better Than Sex. The more I use it, the more I fall in love with this mascara because it is waterproof as waterproof gets, and it makes my lashes just, pump up. It's like they're on steroids. I know I've used this expression before, but god, do I really mean it. Be careful with this mascara though when you're applying it to your lower lash line because the wand is slightly giant. And with that, the look is complete. I hope you enjoyed this.
And guys, this is the finished look. I really hope you enjoyed this. I had a lot of fun doing this tutorial, and I am very excited to be wearing this on the 14th when I do go out. And you know, Valentine's Day, they all say that it's just for those of us who are in love, who have a boyfriend, who have a husband, etc. That is not true. I intend to go out with my girlfriends Valentine's Day and Valentine's night. So I have a really fun day planned ahead, and you know, and I want to look good. It's a happy, pleasant day full of lots of love. So I really hope you enjoyed this. If you did, then please give me a big thumbs up and subscribe if you have not already. And all of my social media will be linked in the description box, along with all the products that I have used today. So don't forget to check that out. And I guess I'll just see you in my next one. Bye!